What TV shows were you not allowed to watch growing up for some ridiculous reason? Mine: Three's Company, Living Together Before Marriage, and Solid Gold, White People and Black People Dancing Together. The Simpsons. Pokémon propaganda promoting the evil theory of evolution. Friends, implied sexual relations. Oh no, and anything with Rosie O'Donnell. IDFK. Shows that were allowed: The Cosby Show. And anything on Animal Planet. Rugrats. I don't even know why. I was at a sleepover and they wanted to watch the Rugrats movie and I freaked out saying I couldn't watch it. I made one of the adults call my parents for permission. I had a whole channel. I couldn't watch MTV because it would turn me into a whore like Madonna, according to my grandmother. CatDog. For some reason my foster parents thought it was an abomination and ridiculous, so we were forbidden to watch it. I didn't get the correlation when I was younger. But now that I'm older I realize all the shows that we weren't allowed to watch were black shows. I would have to sneak around to watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Martin. The Proud Family. They never specifically said that was the reason, but they would just tell me I can't watch that show. Courage the Cowardly Dog. My mom thought it was creepy and gross. I come from a Pentecostal family and the list is too long to type in full. The thing I found funny was my much more religious grandmother is a fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and would let me watch it when my parents wouldn't. My mom wouldn't let me watch Hey Arnold because Helga called Arnold a football head in the intro. I was never banned from watching a TV show, but my mom forbade me from watching Natural Born Killers, 'cause the church said to not let us. I'm 43 and still never seen it. Woman shrugging, medium light skin tone. SpongeBob. Mom said it would make my brain rot. Most non-PBS shows. There were a few Nick Jr. shows, mostly Wonder Pets, I could watch, but if it wasn't PBS it was a no from my parents. I see no one here yet seems to have been raised by parents who read a book called Turmoil in the Toy Box in the 80s. Shows like Smurfs, He-Man, Care Bears, and a bunch of other kids' shows were for being satanic or something. Ren and Stimpy, which I kind of understood. But also Rocko's Modern Life, which made no sense to me. Rugrats. Because Angelica lies. Beavis and Butthead. Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy BC. My mom hated it. Ed, Ed, and Eddie, same reason. iCarly. It looks like Drake and Josh and she's sick of those two. Maude. I was about 9 or 10 when it was on first run episode. And it was on at 10 p.m. But it was also talking about sticky things like divorce, booze, feminism, and then for the first time abortion on TV. And I had no idea what that was and couldn't ask because I wasn't supposed to be watching. The Simpsons. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Married with Children. My parents found it disrespectful, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing. They were not fans of satire. My mother wouldn't let me watch The Simpsons. She said it was vulgar with Bart's behavior and Homer's drinking and Moe's bar. All couldn't watch You Can't Do That on television because the title suggested it was a show about things that shouldn't be shown on television. Scooby-Doo because Ghosts. Rugrats because Mom found it annoying. Wizards of Waverly Place BC. Witchcraft. My mom did everything in her power to keep me from watching Ren and Stimpy. Maybe she should have tried harder. Rap lyrics don't fuck up kids. Violent video games don't fuck up kids. Dungeons Dragons doesn't fuck up kids. But Ren and Stimpy. Ren and Stimpy fucks up kids. And if you're wondering, no, I ain't right. There was a Mad TV show on Cartoon Network. My dad didn't want me watching it for some reason. I never knew why. Pokémon cause the devil. Pokémon. I wasn't allowed to watch South Park because little kids shouldn't swear, and my mom got really weird with me when I asked to watch Forrest Gump. X-Files. Too scary. Mr. Magoo. BC, he called someone a jackass once. SpongeBob. Too inappropriate for 12-year-old me. Barney, because it taught bad things. Turns out my dad really just couldn't stand Barney and had nothing to do with Barney's philosophies. Not me, but a co-worker of mine says that she won't allow her daughter to watch SpongeBob or any of the 90s Disney movies because apparently there are a few adult references in them. No Little Mermaid for her. You can't make this shit up. Dragon Ball Z. My mum thought we would try to imitate the fighting moves. I was babysitting my niece once, and my sibling told me not to let her watch The Simpsons because they made her think that she could fly. They then gave me a DVD of Peter Pan for her to watch. To this day, I still don't understand SNL because it was past my bedtime. So I had to have the volume real low when I snuck out to the living room to watch it in the middle of the night. My godparents wouldn't let their children, my best friends, watch Captain Planet growing up because apparently the Catholic Church thought it was evil. Roseanne. Simpsons. Married with Children. My mom would yell the devil's in the house if it came on and nobody turned the station, lol. Smurfs. Cause mom thought they were annoying. Bill and Mandy's Grim Adventure for the same reason. Salute Your Shorts. An old Nickelodeon show from the early 90s. Because it said fart in the theme song. Honestly though, I recently rewatched the first couple of episodes and the show was actually kind of creepy and weird, and I don't blame my mom for not letting me watch it. Particularly the Ghost Plumber episode. Yikes. Anything that came on after the 10 o'clock news. Because I should be in bed. This applied even as a teenager. I'm a Gen Xer that never got to watch Saturday Night Live. My daycare provider didn't let us watch Sesame Street because Baby Bear used poor grammar. Johnny Bravo. Dad thought we'd imitate him sexually harassing women. I think he had a point. Most of PBS. I especially wasn't allowed to watch Dragon Tales because it went against God and the Bible. There were a lot, but the most ridiculous ones were the A-Team and Dukes of Hazzard because they were too violent. I was also not allowed to own any bad guy G.I. Joes or He-Man action figures. It was assumed that without bad guys they'd have no one to fight and be peaceful. G.I. Joe's vs He-Man assaults on the others' Lego bases were common. Pokémon. King of the Hill. Ed, and Eddie, it's pointlessly stupid. SpongeBob SquarePants. After like 2 episodes they couldn't handle it. I was one of those kids that got moved from cartoons to the Discovery Channel fairly early on, so I missed some cartoons my peers remember. The news because Vietnam. Oh, I wasn't allowed to watch soap operas because they said my dramatic skills were too contagious. Family Guy, lol. No restrictions. My dad took me to see The Godfather when I was 8. Boy Meets World. My mom walked in and in the episode that was on there was a character wrapped in a towel. Obviously the towel covered the necessary bit, but we weren't allowed to watch after that.